You're listening to the New York Sports Show, the #1 all New York sports podcast. Hosted by Dominic Konareski.
The New York Yankees are officially in closing pitching purgatory. They have not been in heaven since prime Aroldis Chapman and the days of Mariano Rivera. Ever since Clay Holmes took over, they've had nothing but inconsistent outings. Last night was the final straw that finally convinced Aaron Boone. Took 11 blown saves too, but it finally convinced manager Aaron Boone to try to mix things up with the closing pitching role going forward. Clay Holmes has 11 blown saves. That is the most in a season that a New York Yankee has put up since Dave Ricketti's 13 in 1987. 1987. We have not seen this bad of a performance, this stretch of performances from a Yankee closing pitcher since the 1980s. It's bad. It's awful. It's atrocious. And frankly, it's embarrassing to watch. I have tickets to a Yankee game coming up, a few Yankee games coming up, and I'm so happy I know Clay Holmes won't be in that closing role, because there's nothing worse than going to a game, seeing your team win, and then they blow a 4-1 lead in the 9th inning. That could only happen to Clay Holmes, unless you're just a really, really bad closing pitcher. Now, Clay Holmes was never a closing pitcher until he came over to the New York Yankees. Prior to him coming over to the Yankees, he only had one career save, and that was in the minor leagues. So the Yankees made Clay Holmes explore a whole pitching genre that he was not really familiar with whatsoever. But nevertheless, as a closing pitcher, you have one job. That's to go maybe 1 2/3, 2 innings max. Every once in a couple days, sometimes 2 or 3 days in a row. But even so, Clay Holmes was a reliever, a long reliever at times. Being a closer should have been overall a piece of cake inning-wise, but instead he has an ERA in the 3.20s. I'm excited to see the route that the Yankees go to. Obviously, it's not going to be Clay Holmes, but no matter who the Yankees choose, I think that they're going to go through a few pitches to see what could come in, unless they bring someone up from the minor leagues. Nevertheless, it's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees experiment with things. They always say that they are a championship caliber team, that they want to go to the World Series, but they haven't really done anything to really make them a World Series contending team when it comes to regular season consistency. So it's actually nice to see Aaron Boone go back on his word that he made a few weeks ago, saying that Clay Holmes is the guy through the end of the season, to actually now exploring options. That shows progress. Took Aaron Boone, 4 years? About a little bit more. Being a Yankee manager. Can't remember how long ago he took over, but nevertheless, forced progress in a good amount of years. And I'm excited to see what happens, because I'm fed up at this point. You could hear in my voice, and by the title of this video, probably, you just know my stance on it. I like Clay Holmes, but he's not a closing pitcher. Comment down below what you guys think. I'm Dominic Konareski. Take it easy, folks.